Some plants don't just grow leaves, they show them off like artwork hanging on a wall. You walk past them and your brain does a double take because those patterns look hand-painted. Nature somehow mixed brush strokes, colors, and symmetry without asking permission. These are the kinds of plants guests always lean in closer to inspect. Every leaf tells its own little story with veins, splashes, and contrast that never repeats exactly. And the wild part is, most of these plants are easier to grow than they look. You do not need a greenhouse or rare plant skills to enjoy this level of beauty. Let me show you 12 plants whose leaves look painted on purpose. Tradescantia is one of those plants that makes people stop and ask if the leaves are real. The purple, silver, and green striping looks brushed on by hand, and no two leaves ever match exactly. Under bright light the colors intensify, and research from horticulture studies shows pigment expression in Tradescantia can increase by over 30% with proper lighting. The leaf pattern naturally follows the veins, which gives it that painted layered effect instead of random coloring. It also grows fast, which means fresh patterned leaves keep coming every few weeks during active seasons. Tradescantia is popular in indoor design studies because its trailing habit spreads color evenly across shelves and hanging spaces. Beyond looks, it is a resilient plant that tolerates inconsistent watering and adapts well to indoor humidity levels. That mix of bold artwork leaves and easy care is why Tradescantia shows up in so many modern homes. Watermelon Peperomia looks like someone carefully painted stripes onto each leaf with a steady hand. The silver and deep green pattern mirrors the rind of a watermelon, and studies on leaf variegation show this kind of vein-based striping is one of the most visually striking patterns the human eye recognizes. Each leaf grows thick and rounded, which makes the pattern look bold and intentional instead of delicate. It stays compact so the painted look never gets lost in messy growth. Under bright indirect light the contrast sharpens, and the leaf surface reflects light almost like satin. It also holds water in its leaves, which lets it survive longer gaps between watering compared to many houseplants. Growth is steady but controlled, so the plant keeps its clean patterned look year-round. That balance of graphic leaves and easy care makes watermelon Peperomia feel like living desk art. Golden Pothos is proof that painted-looking leaves do not have to come from rare plants. The splashes of golden green form naturally through variegation, and research shows these patterns help the plant manage light efficiently indoors. No two leaves develop the same markings, which makes each vine feel custom designed. In brighter light, the golden tones spread wider across the leaf surface, giving a brushed paint effect. It grows fast, with vines extending several feet in a single year under normal home conditions. Golden Pothos is also known for its durability, and can tolerate low light and irregular watering better than most decorative plants. Interior plant studies often list it as a top choice for visual impact with minimal effort. That mix of dramatic painted leaves and near indestructible nature is why it stays so popular. Haworthia looks like a miniature sculpture with leaf patterns that seem carefully painted rather than grown. The white bands and translucent lines are actually natural windows that help the plant filter light, and studies show this adaptation allows it to thrive in bright but indirect conditions. The patterning appears stacked and symmetrical, which gives each plant a clean graphic look. Because it grows slowly, the painted effect stays sharp for years without stretching or fading. Haworthia stores water in its thick leaves, which means it can go weeks without watering. Its compact size makes the detailed markings easy to appreciate up close on desks and shelves. Succulent growers often rank it among the most visually detailed small plants. That combination of artistic leaves and low-maintenance care makes Haworthia feel like living design decor. Spider plant brings a painted look through clean stripes that run straight down each leaf like intentional brush lines. The green and creamy white pattern forms from natural variegation, and plant studies show this contrast helps reflect excess light indoors. As the leaves arch outward, the striping becomes even more noticeable from a distance. It grows quickly, and can produce dozens of new leaves and baby plants in a single growing season. Those long, striped leaves create movement, which makes the painted effect feel alive instead of flat. Spider plant also ranks high in indoor air improvement research, which adds function to its looks. It handles mist waterings and different light levels without losing its pattern. That mix of bold striped leaves and toughness is why it remains a classic. Chinese Evergreen has leaves that look softly painted, with layered greens, silvers, and sometimes hints of pink, depending on the variety. The patterning spreads outward from the center vein, like brushstrokes fading into each other. Research on ornamental foliage plants shows Chinese evergreen maintains strong color even under lower light, which is rare for patterned leaves. The surface has a slightly glossy finish that makes the painted look more noticeable indoors. It grows at a steady pace, so the leaf patterns stay balanced and not crowded. The plant is known for tolerating indoor stress, like dry air and irregular watering, without losing its visual appeal. Designers often use it in offices because the leaves keep their color year-round. That calm painted pattern mixed with serious durability makes Chinese evergreen a quiet showpiece. Alocasia looks like it was painted with bold contrast on purpose, rather than grown naturally. The dark green leaf surface and bright vein lines create a graphic pattern that follows the shape of the leaf like careful brushwork. Studies on tropical foliage show Alocasia veins are highly visible because they efficiently move water and nutrients across large leaf surfaces. Under bright, indirect light, the contrast becomes even sharper and more dramatic. The leaves grow upright and wide, which makes every pattern easy to notice from across a room. Alocasia prefers consistent watering and well-draining soil, which helps keep the leaf texture firm and smooth. High humidity also enhances the clarity of the vein pattern. That combination of striking painted veins and architectural growth makes Alocasia feel like living art. English ivy carries a painted look through its soft marbling and lighter veins that trace each leaf like fine brush lines. The pattern follows the leaf shape naturally, which gives it a classic hand-drawn appearance, rather than bold contrast. Studies on climbing plants show ivy adapts leaf patterning to light exposure, which is why the markings stay visible even indoors. As the vines trail and climb, the painted texture repeats rhythmically across walls and shelves. New leaves emerge with clearer patterns that deepen as they mature. English ivy grows steadily and fills space without losing its leaf detail. It prefers bright indirect light and evenly moist soil to keep the patterns crisp. That timeless painted texture paired with trailing growth makes English ivy quietly elegant. Polka Dot Plant looks like someone flicked paint across every leaf on purpose. The pink, white or red spots stand out against deep green foliage, creating one of the most obvious painted effects in houseplants. Research on leaf pigmentation shows these spots come from localized pigment cells that stay stable under bright, indirect light. The contrast becomes stronger with more light, which makes the pattern pop even more. It grows fast and produces fresh patterned leaves continuously during warm months. Regular pruning keeps the plant compact so the painted look stays dense. It prefers evenly moist soil and moderate humidity to maintain color intensity. That non-stop color and playful pattern is what makes Polka Dot Plant feel like living artwork. Philodendron brings a painted look in a more subtle and sophisticated way, through soft variegation and flowing vein patterns. Many varieties show lighter greens, creams or silvers that spread across the leaf like blended brushstrokes rather than sharp lines. Studies on variegated philodendrons show these patterns become more defined under bright, indirect light without stressing the plant. The large leaf size makes every detail easier to notice and appreciate. New leaves often emerge with lighter tones that deepen as they harden, which adds visual movement over time. Philodendrons are also known for adapting well to indoor environments with average humidity and consistent watering. Their steady growth keeps the foliage full without overwhelming the pattern. That mix of painterly leaves and forgiving care is why philodendron stays a favorite. Dumb-cane plant shows off leaves that look airbrushed with layers of green cream and soft yellow tones. The pattern spreads outward from the center vein, creating a balanced painted effect instead of random spots. Horticultural studies note that Dieffenbachia maintains variegation well in indoor lighting compared to many patterned plants. The broad leaves act like a canvas which makes every color shift easy to see. With proper light, the contrast stays strong without burning the leaf surface. It grows upright and full, which keeps the painted pattern at eye level. Regular watering and well-draining soil help preserve leaf size and color clarity. That combination of bold foliage and dependable growth makes dumb-cane plant a visual anchor. Prayer plant looks like each leaf was carefully hand-painted with dark centers, bright veins, and soft color transitions. The vein pattern follows a symmetrical layout that feels intentional and artistic rather than random. Plant studies show the strong contrast in prayer plant leaves helps regulate light absorption in shaded environments. During the day, the leaves lie flat to display their full painted design, and at night they fold upward, which adds movement to the artwork. This natural motion makes the patterns feel alive instead of static. It thrives in bright, indirect light, with evenly moist soil which keeps the colors rich. Higher humidity also enhances the sharpness of the markings. That mix of painted leaves and daily movement makes prayer plant one of the most expressive houseplants. If you ever thought plants were just green filler, now you know better. These leaves prove nature has a serious artistic side, and it shows up right in your living space. Whether you love bold contrast or soft painted patterns, there is a plant here that fits your style. Most of these are easier to care for than they look, which makes the beauty even better. If you enjoyed this kind of plant inspiration, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more. Drop a comment and tell me which leaf pattern impressed you the most. I will see you in the next one with more plants that feel like living art.